Good evening, guys. We are here in Newark. My name is Itai. We'll be flying together to from Newark to Ben Gurion, Tel Aviv, Israel. It is now 9:46 p.m. here at Newark, and we're gonna fly pretty much through the night and land over there at what is it in the afternoon? Pretty much, it's gonna be 4:20 p.m. Israel time, and yeah, as usual, you guys are gonna help me through the departure, and once we hit 10,000 and everything calms down, I'll um, I'll silence the microphone. I'm not gonna say anything unless it's super important, and let you guys sleep, study, work, enjoy the service in the back, and do whatever you want to do. You can revisit me whenever you like, and we'll start talking again once we get super close to top of the descent, and we'll do the briefings and all that. But I'll try to keep the talking to a minimum during cruise. Anyway, this is a very well, not special for me, but I guess a little bit special. It's a 737, which I'm simulating as a Boeing business jet operated by El Al, which is unrealistic, but it's fun. So taking some executives from here at Newark, we can see the city in the back of the frame in the left side. We're right now in the terminal still. We got the paperwork. We should review the release, and then we'll jump in the cockpit and go. As usual, I have the release also on the other computer. So once I brief you guys on it, we're not gonna deal with that for a bit. So if you want, you can always jump back to what the release looks like when I'm going through it. It's up to you. Same for the charts. I'm gonna brief it once, and then you guys can tag along with me if you are interested. Anyway, did you have fun here in Newark? Awesome. Glad to hear. And let's take a look at the paperwork that we did receive. Let's make it a bit smaller. Good. Okay, so let's review together. ELY 901, April 16th, 2020, Newark to Ben Gurion 738 for X-ray Echo Kilo 1, released at 0128 Zulu, which is exactly 20 minutes ago. And this is the version 2 of this, because we had some time changes. We actually have another update, but it's gonna be a verbal one. So I'm just gonna walk you through it. We have the last waypoint in the route is changed. Anyway, this is correct. Those are the times: 2:30 Zulu departure, and landing on the ground at 13:21, and on block expected 13:29. We got the average stuff here, the cost index, and the ground distance, which I'm going to cross check later. 50:32. The winds, I'm going to use what's in the flight plan. I'm going to walk through it. The alternate is Ramon Airport, next to Eilat, Eilat Ramon. Flight level initially 33,000 feet. No remarks for the ETOPS. It is an ETOPS flight, but no dispatcher remarks. We have a trip fuel of 26.5. Alternate fuel is 1.5 tons. Final reserve is another ton, which gives us a minimum takeoff fuel of 30.2. Extra fuel of 2 tons. That's both for maybe routing changes and all that stuff, but also because flying a 737, we have only one generator per engine. If that fails, we'll need the APU running, and that's so that buys us pretty much 8 hours of APU. So can help us with that. Which brings us basically to 32.4 as the block fuel. This is the route to Ramon. It's 38 minutes en route, no MELs, the route is pretty much good. As I told you, the only difference is the Solin has changed to Zuko. So we're gonna do that manually. Already talked to the dispatcher on the phone. We don't have the clearance yet and all that jazz. So yeah, passengers expecting 56, as we said, it's a business jet, so slightly different numbers than usual. And those are the top of climb winds and temperature deviation. You guys can remember that. I'm gonna fill this in later on. I'm gonna jump straight into I guess we have ETOPS as well, so I'm gonna jump into that. So we have BGSF and EIKN, that's Knock in Ireland, and the alternates. So let's see what we can make of it. 602 miles. We have 3,510 and unlimited and unlimited. Perfect. So those are good. Let's jump to the weather report. So Sigmet, actually only one here. Coastal waters, convective Sigmet, Florida coastal waters. So it's not really, nope, not really applicable to our area. Departure winds out of the south, so runway 22, probably, assuming 22 right. 92996. Ben Gurion expected to arrive at, we said it was 1300 something, so we're looking at this one, 270 at 12 knots, and Cavoque and a few clouds. Elat Ramon, what else? So that's pretty much, we're looking at this entire piece, but it's perfectly fine for us. 7 kilometers, that's a bit hazy, that's a desert, so it's a problem. Kanjer Luswak, no problem at all. And in Nok, let's see, no problem at all. Alright, Notams, Newark. I'm looking for something critical, not taxi stuff, because that can change with the controllers. We got runway 1129 closed for a while now, and the rest is just non-standard lighting over there. That's fine with me. Sid, we have some different takeoff minimums. 402, runway 29 not relevant. Liberty 4, disregard note, we will, and only applicable to RNAV. Okay, that's fine. If we need to come back, ILS2 to left, yeah, that would be correct. Okay, it's unusable, we have RNAV, that's fine. ILS runway 22 left. No circling, we're not expecting circling. That's fine. Tel Aviv. Nothing special that I can see. No runway closures, nothing special. ILS glide path is unusable, so it's pretty much down to localizer approach, but the weather is good enough for that, and we have the other runway as well. ETOPS alternates, it just says that the aerodrome is closed because of the COVID-19, but it's not gonna simulate that. And that is pretty much it. I'm not gonna go through that, I'm just gonna go straight to the weather charts. First of all, that's a route map. I'm gonna take a nice photo of that. Yeah, nothing much to say about that. That's interesting. So we're gonna ride the jet stream initially, and I hope we don't get the turbulence associated with the polar side of it. And we are expecting, yeah, moderate turbulence through 45,000 feet. So we can't get away from that other than just try to find the center of the jet stream. I don't think I'm going to bother with that too much, but I will warn the flight attendants. Over here, when we leave it, I expect significant ones. So I'll tell them it's nighttime, so probably the service is not going to be full on throughout that area, and if so, I'll tell them that within the first hour try to close up everything. Then after this significant departure from the jet stream, it looks pretty calm all the way through. So yeah, winds wise, winds are as usual with us, and it's a little bit better with altitude, so that's fine. So step climbs are planned as normal with the optimum altitude. Alright, that's good enough for me. Last chance if you guys want to take a picture of that or something. And otherwise, we can start, we can head into the airplane and start working on it. Alright, so that goes bye-bye for now. Alright, here we are in the cockpit. First things first, the light does not work because the battery is disconnected in case the ground power falls down. So I'll take a quick look here. The alternate flaps are guarded, electric hydraulic pumps off, wipers are off, gear is down, spoilers are up and flaps, throttles are down. Just want to make sure they work. Yep, they do. And start levers, APUing up, that's because of the electricity situation, and the weather radar is off, which means we can fire up the battery. Here we go, and then the dome light kicked in as well. Cool. So, go through the safety inspection. Our captain just checked all of those emergency equipment, PPE, the fire extinguisher, the crash axe, the gloves, all that stuff. Circuit breakers are checked my side as well before I sat down, and so is my flashlight. So, okay, and oh, that's good. The escape rope is here as well, and the spare bulbs, all that is checked. We can move on with our cockpit preparation or safety inspection. Reset that. Test the light bulbs. Looks good to me. Master caution. Looks good to me. What else? That looks good. Unfortunately, I can't complete the test as it would be completed in real life, but the other one, the cargo fire, it can. Checked. Awesome. Stop the test. The APU in-up disappeared on us. That's good. 0 and 0. Very good. You can see that I already started loading up stuff here. The doors that need to be open are open. through here real quick. Oxygen on and guarded, on and guarded. Good. Actually, I'll just switch view. I think the pressure was 2996. I'm gonna double check that later. Do this as well. Right, I'll switch views. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Checked. I'll check the valve. Looks good to me. Awesome. Let's see what else. Those all look good. We can turn on. We'll leave it off for now. The initial altitude we're climbing to is 33,000 and landing altitude is 100, and all that stuff looks good to me. Awesome. In that case, 73800 winglets, 26K ARAC until April 23rd, 2020. Looks good to me. And Newark. And let's see. GPSs are both on and running. They both indicate exactly the same position, which is exactly as the FMS was left. Perfect. Route, we can already load the saved route. Newark to Ben Gurion, ELY. Niner 01. And the runway is most likely going to be 22 right. Alright, let's double check the routing and do the change that I need to do. So I'm going on my other computer to my flight plan route summary. So Marriott, then HFD, put Boss Tuski, November 321 Alpha Elser, then Nat Zulu. So we got all the points here. We're gonna verify them later. I'll be completely honest with you, at this point I'll probably be away from the computer, maybe asleep, so we'll call that the other crew's job, but if I'm here I'm gonna verify that. It ends in Gisti, so Gisti, Evrin, Lima 607 Conan, UL 607 to KOK, Ritax, Pites, Beybeg, Kumun, Veken, Tupus, Madra, Medux, UM 867 to Kogat, Rugas UN 128, IMR, UN 135 Nessel, UT 39 Tombi, then Idaku, then that's the change now, it's Zuko. Let me make sure I'm spelling that right. ZUKK, oh that's correct, that's instead of Solin. We can delete that. And that's good. Now we can insert, I don't know the city yet, but I can insert the arrival. Expecting ILS 12 via Goded 2. And we can check that now. So direct Zuko, Goded 2, and that looks good. So that can go activate, perfinate. At this point we will pause for a second. What I did not check yet is the oils. So good engine oil and good hydraulic. Very good. Let's see if there's any. Let's see, where is the V-pilot? There it is. There is no ATIS in Newark, so I'm just going to get the meter. 22011, 10 statute miles, 9 degrees, 29997. And we don't have ATC right now. 29997. Okay, pre-flight checklist. Pre-flight. Gear pins removed. Oxygen tested 100%. Navigation display switches normal and auto. Window heat on. Pressurization mode selector auto and cross-checked. Auto brakes. Correction, parking brake set. Engine start levers cut off. Pre-flight checklist complete. Perfect. So we can move on. I do want to check now the routing distance. So the flight plan says 5,032 miles. We have almost 5,000, so that's good enough. That's before we enter the departure out of here. Alright, since we know exactly how many passengers, the benefits of private executive flying, we can already say that the zero fuel weight is 47.2. We are fueled up to 32.6 out of the planned 32.4, so that's a 200 kilograms deviation. That's fine with me. Reserves 1.5 plus 1 ton, that's 2.5. Cost index 80. And initial climb 50330, and I think we can already climb to 350, but we'll see as we climb out. Then the cruise winds, top of climb winds 252 at 116. Hertz 16, and deviation is plus 6. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet, that's correct. Everything here looks good so far. I will wait for the N1 limit, and we'll stop here. Yeah, we can already go up to 35,000. We'll request that as we are climbing out. So we'll set the step climb to 37. Fine. And descent, we're not going to worry about the forecast now. I do know that the transition level is 200. Alright. In that case, we can self-assign. Let's see what kind of departures we're dealing with here. So parking gates, we need that, and we need think the Newark 4 is what we're gonna take, but takeoff minimums are very low, which is good. We might take the Liberty 4. Top altitude is 2,500. To left and right, standard with climb of 250 or 255, economical altitude about 300, and it's plenty. I think the best one for us to pick is the turnpike climb 219 to 500, then climb heading 215, or as assigned. Okay. And what was our first merits? So expect vectors to LaGuardia radial 055, which is here, this one. Okay. Let's do this. No special speed restrictions, that's good. What's the Newark for? I remember that was also a valid one. Yeah, pretty much the same stuff. We'll take the Liberty. A bit simpler. And okay. So that we can leave as is. We don't want to climb this fast. We'll do it 300 and the Mach number. There we go. But it did dump the speed restriction. 250 below 10. Why is it invalid? Let's try this. 10,000. Let's try to reverse things. And now let's try to 50, 10. Nope, won't let me. So we'll have to do that again. We'll have to make sure to be on top of VNAV and not let it just do its thing. Okay, the rest looks good to me. Departure, Newark, Newark 4. Is that what it says? No. No, that's a Liberty 4. It's just 215. So just keep the runway. Yeah, we'll keep the runway in there. And then what we will do, so we have Merritt, and from LaGuardia to Merritt, it's radial 255, 055. So I'm gonna put LaGuardia in there and connect Merritt, and it is 055. So after takeoff, we're just basically gonna vector ourselves to there to intercept this leg, essentially. Good. And LaGuardia. So now I'm gonna leave 113.1, it's gonna be set on my side. 055. 219. 219. VNAV 2500 and 055 to LaGuardia. I'm gonna turn this on. Otherwise, if we do need to come back, we can always approach runway 22 left, which is 219 and 108.7. 108.7. Insert it. Alright, so that looks good to me. We'll take off with a heading. 500 is going to be to 215. So that's basically whenever we can turn, so we'll do that. Station, looks good. We can turn on the view. I got word that the passengers are already in the airplane and they're lounging and enjoying their service already, which is awesome. So I can do let's do a quick briefing between us and then I'll talk to the passengers. Okay, so starting from the beginning, we are at gate 56. We have our ramp control, which is inactive at the moment, and we'll probably connect via Romeo Echo to Bravo, and expecting runway 22 right. I will probably via Whiskey if the performance allows it, so Bravo, Romeo, and Whiskey 22 right. After takeoff, this is the Liberty 4, chart 10-3, effective 25 of April 19. We'll do the turnpike climb, so climb heading 219 to 500, then climb heading 215, which is set, up to 2500, and expect vectors to LaGuardia radial 055, which is inserted both in the FMS and on my VOR number 2. Then we'll continue. If we do encounter any abnormal indication below 80 knots, I say stop, retard both throttles, get the speed brakes up, make sure we are starting to decelerate with the auto brakes, and if not, I will apply the brakes. You will try to note the speed, and when able, call out the speeds, and when able, advise ATC and the cabin to stay put, and then we'll assess the situation. Above 80, we only stop for fire, engine failure, wind shear, or airplane unsafe to fly. And above V1, we stop for nothing. We continue pretty much with that heading 215, and assess the situation. And if we are overweight, for a re-land immediately, but we'll make the decision and we can come back to ILS runway 22 left. Special thing is the weird FMS and heading. We're taking off with heading, and we'll have to manage the speeds ourselves in the autopilot, because we dumped the limitation for 250 below 10. I don't know why. I think that is pretty much it. Any questions? Good. Then this can go. Bye bye. APU is running in the meantime. Recirculation fans. And it's stuck to the ground, guys. Yep. Hey guys, we got. You guys can disconnect the GPU and the terminal IC, and I can repressurize the hydraulics. Awesome, thank you very much. Bye bye. Good, we are pressurized, which means we can now go to the engine display and we can close the doors. Alright, and one, I'm using the other computer, the Cockpit, so no work. I got the latest weather. Still 2997, dry runway 9 degrees. We are going to take off with 79.4 tons. Air conditioning is on and the ice is off. To right at whiskey. Flaps 1 takeoff with just takeoff power, and we got the speeds here. So takeoff, no derate, flaps 1. Let's take a look here, 1,500, 1,500, and 1,000 here. CG, let's check it's almost 7 in the trim. Takeoff here, it's good because it's a present weight and not the actual takeoff weight. V1 161, 162, 164. That's all inserted and all that jazz. Wonderful. Alright, you guys in the back, I'm gonna talk to them now, otherwise you guys can close all the doors and arm the escape slides, and I'll talk to the passengers now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck here. My name is Ethan. I'm going to be the first officer. With me we have the captain, our wonderful flight attendants, all of us, and El Al are very happy that you're with us today, flying to Tel Aviv. We'll finish setting up here and expecting an on-time departure in just about 5 minutes here. Once airborne, we're expecting 10 hours and 31 minutes en route. We are expecting a turbulent first 2 hours, maybe 3, and after that it should be smooth, hopefully all throughout. I do encourage you to wear your seatbelts as long as you are in your seats for any unexpected turbulence. Our wonderful flight attendants are here, and they're fantastic. They'll provide you excellent service, but do remember that they're here primarily for your safety, so do listen to them. Anyway, I'm very happy that you're with us. I wish us all a pleasant flight, and we will talk when we get closer. I'll let you guys do your thing and rest and enjoy the flight, but I will announce if there's anything special. Thank you very much. Okay, talk to the passengers already. We still need to make sure the cabin people are ready. Fantastic. Let's do a 4-star checklist.